I'm just gonna push this in. Okay. Okay. Let's turn this on. Let's see if we have still that battery light on. Okay. So we still have battery light on. Okay, now I'm having a problem right now because the nut that's holding that 2 bolt that's holding the fuse, it's moving around there, so it's not really on the spot. So I think I just have to. Hey guys, welcome back. For this Ioniq 5, our part came in. This is our fuse. This is the whole bracket for this one, or the or the housing. Um, so I guess I have to remove that battery. We'll see, because I'm gonna lift this up and drain coolant because our ICCU is here too. We're gonna replace that, and we'll see. Alright guys, so I just went ahead and removed all our connections. So now we're just gonna putting this coolant hoses to our new one. So it just hold down by 4 bolts for this module itself. So that's what we're gonna do first. I'm just gonna put this blue one here now. Okay. Then I'm just gonna move that old one and put the new one in there. Okay, I'm just checking the connection there. It went in properly. Then I'm just gonna put all our connections here, and then we're gonna go underneath the car, and let's see if we can just put in our new fuse holder there, or the whole housing, without removing the battery. Alright guys, so we're gonna remove our battery assembly because I have no choice for that. So I think it's just the same as the Kona, as long as we remove our all connectors to the battery. And we got some bolts there, right in the center, on the sides. We have here the connectors in the back, and also this ground and connector here. And other than that, I think it's just straightforward. So I'm just gonna remove all the bolts and then remove the whole battery. So here's the one that we need to replace, but this guy is, I don't know why they designed it like this. I can't even remove it from here, so I decided just to remove the whole assembly and remove our cover, because I might end up damaging the wires here, which is more dangerous. So I'm just gonna start removing all the bolts here, because there's a lot of 10 mm bolts here, and then we're gonna remove all our cover and we'll see. So what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna put some marks on here, because this guy just go in a certain spot and it overlaps on this side here. So I'm just gonna put some, every time I remove something I'll just mark it. I remove all our 10 mm bolts there, the cover or the bracket. I guess we have to remove all these nuts here, or I don't know what you call that, but I have to look for a size or a socket that goes in here, because if not I can't remove the cover. So my other mechanic has this Blue Point 3/4 Allen, fits perfectly, but service information doesn't provide that information, because there's some special guys. So I'm gonna crack them loose and remove this, and let's see. Okay guys, so here's our special kid. So we're gonna remove this, at least straightforward here. Just gonna remove the connectors in here. We just need a trim tool, and we got black here on our left, this guy here. So I know this guy is blocking on your view, but just pretty straightforward, right? And then I'm just gonna remove that connection here, this guy, and we should be good. How stupid is that? Huh? No, I have to replace that. So just a water thing. Let's replace it and we go. So I'm just gonna remove this guy here. Wait. Oh, no metal there, just in case. It's out. The baby is out. Garbage baby. Come on, man. Okay, so just in case you want to see what's inside on the battery, maybe this is almost the same as the Kona and Ioniq, all electric vehicles, in my opinion. But yeah, so that's how it is. You have separate battery packs there, you know. So I'm just gonna install this guy here. Yeah, man, sometimes you have to decide for yourself, man, what's good for you. Come on, baby. I'll just leave it there. So black, black. Black, black, and white. At least they didn't put the same color, eh? Imagine that if they put the same color. It's gonna be a ding dong. So now, you just have to put the bolt there. question is, where's my bolts? Okay, so we're just gonna replace the gasket. We'll remove that old gasket and let's put in the new one. Okay, let's remove this. And good. That's it. So you're my savior. Huh? Okay, so I'm just gonna put our install these bolts here, torque them, and also I put already our plates. Good thing I put our numbers here because I will forget on how they was in before. So I'm just gonna put all the bolts also in there, tight them, torque them, and we're gonna put everything back together. Okay, so everything is stored to spec. Um, so I'm just gonna lift this battery up to our car, and we're gonna put our mounting bolts. Okay, so I'm just gonna torque all the mounting bolts and put all our connectors here, and we're gonna lower the car and then let's do something, check everything there installed inside the car, because right now we don't have coolant, the blue coolant. So I have to wait for that. Okay, so our connector's in, ground on top, connector there, and the front connector here, and coolant hoses. So I'm just gonna put everything back together because since we're waiting for a coolant, and then yeah, we'll see tomorrow. Alright guys, so we got our coolant now. Um, I'm just gonna plug this in our safety disconnect, and then we're gonna go inside the car and we're gonna activate our water pump just to circulate our coolant. So for starters, this now we have warning lights on our cluster. It's saying check high voltage or charging systems, right? So we're just gonna scan for codes before we do anything because we put a new module there, the ICCU, integrated charge control unit. Let's go to the management first and see if there's some calibration that we have to do there. Integrated charge control unit. Okay, so there's nothing there, so it's plug and play, which is good. Next will be we're gonna do a full system scan, make sure that we don't have active codes there. Then I'll just wait until it finishes all this scanning. So we're done with the active scan or full system scan. We got a code here for lost communication with the navigation control module, and I noticed we don't have any power going on here, so I don't know if that's related with our issue. I don't know. I'm just gonna save that. And also if I'm gonna go to our history, so battery low voltage, everything is all in history, which is good. So I'm just gonna clear that, and then I'm gonna go to the process of filling the coolant, and then we're gonna try to start the vehicle. So I'm just gonna take this, our water pump, so I'm just bleeding now the pink one, that's from our ICCU. For our blue one I have to check on how to bleed this, and we have to see. So for our battery coolant, they have a different process. It's not on our software area, software management area. It's in our actuation system. So I'm just going through here on our actuation, and we're gonna turn on our electric water pump for our battery itself. So I'm just gonna look for that. So it's totally different from the Kona. Kona has a different sequence on, you know, bleeding the air from the component. So we're gonna look for this one, battery coolant valve operation, or this one, battery EWP, electric water pump operation mode for degassing and circulation. I'm gonna click that. And then I'm just gonna look for if I can find something here, a water pump value, so I know that it's really turning on. So we got operation RPM here, I'm gonna click that, click this, click that. I think that's about it. Okay, for now, that's about it. Yeah, so far that's it. So I'm just gonna grab that and see. I'm just gonna start this. I'm just gonna prepare my coolant and start it. So right now, oh, so just make sure that we're gonna replenish our reservoir, right? So right now, as you can see that our water pumps are running, command from the BMS and the water pump operation 1 and 2. They have two water pumps. It's running there, and as you can see there, our fluid is circulating, right? So which is good. Okay, so here's our water pump too, right? So the only thing that we will know that it's done bleeding is the noise of the water pump is it's not, you know, you will notice that if it's working hard, if there's air bubbles, the noise will be more louder, and if just fluid coming in and out is gonna be lessened, so you know that the bleeding procedure is good, and there's no more bubbles on our reservoir um, in here, right? So I'm just gonna wait until this is done, and then we'll go back inside the car to double check everything. Alright guys, so I did my bleeding procedure or process, so I'm just gonna start this, which is good. It's ready, so I'm just gonna go drive around. That I'm just gonna see, and I'll update you what I found out. And I don't know what's going on with this radio. Doesn't do anything. Oh my goodness. This is no communication, so I have to check that. Um, and we'll see. Alright guys, so I mark all the fuses that powers up our audio unit. So we got 4 fuses there. I found that our multimedia 15 amp is blown. Well, not blown, but there's no power on the other leg. So as you can see my test light, this is the 15 amp. You got power there, no power there. So let's just remove that. Check it physically. Yeah, that's blown. I don't know why it blow, but we're gonna put our new one here. Let's see if it blew. Okay, nothing. And our cluster is starting to turn on. We can see that Hyundai logo. So let's wait until it boots up. As you can see here too, that all our signs for our heater control is good. I'm just gonna put a confirm there, and our scan tool. Let's just rescan this, and it should go to history now. Yeah, history. So that's good. So there you go guys. It was so long process. Well, not too long, but it's just the parts that we're waiting. Um, um, Took us at least few months just to get that parts, especially that fuse. I forgot the rated of that fuse. But yeah, so it was so messed up just to replace that whole panel assembly or fuse holder and to get into the battery. And I forgot to mention too that on this process, we should get a special tool to check the leaks every time we open that battery case, but we don't have that tool. It's either I'm gonna make a separate video for that once Hyundai Canada will send a new tool, or we're gonna send this car to them to do it, because that tool is only for what do you call that, for um, opening that battery case. In this case, we don't usually in the shop to open the battery case. Usually, if there's a fault in the system, they usually send the whole battery assembly. But um, yeah, this is too new for Ioniq 5 to they're gonna send a new battery for sure. That's gonna be very very expensive, and we just need it at use, right? So um, I hope you enjoyed that video, guys, and don't forget to like and subscribe, and see you next time. Thank you for watching.